Good, e- Good evening and welcome to the second episode of our series, Take Charge of Your Money. Before starting the session today, I would like to introduce to you our council and our guest speaker about Wiki Life and Career Development, a national business chamber for women, Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Wiki boosts and builds women entrepreneurship and businesses through greater engagement with government, institutions, global trade, and networks. Life and Career Development Council, we help women redefine their career goals and equip them with the advanced skills to become ready for the modern workforce. We work towards personal and professional development of women. We conduct webinars, talks, and mentoring programs to help empower women. About this, Meera Ranganathan is a professional with 3 decades of experience in capital markets. She has handled large teams and has been responsible for drive businesses, product development, new initiatives, ESG, among others. She has also headed an NFB. She was NBFC, sorry. She was instrumental in setting up and acted as director in a company based in Gift City, Gujarat. So let us now begin the episode Your Estate Creation Protection Insurance. So, Meera, why do we need to know about insurance?
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Um, so, like you asked the question, Devika, what is the need to discuss insurance? Like we know, most of the people have taken insurance as part of their tax planning, etc. Most people think that insurance is a tool for investment or that it's a tool for tax planning. They do not think beyond that, and they take insurance decisions with this in mind. However, insurance is not to be confused with investment nor mingled with investment. If you look at ULIP, endowment plans, cashback, etc., they are all investment come insurance plans, and therefore, because they have two objectives, that is investment and insurance, the premium is higher, and they also provide a lower cover since part of the amount goes towards investment and providing returns to the insured. Also, there is an issue of how much insurance do you need and whether you have built your insurance portfolio accordingly. So that is what we will try to get the participants to think today. My insurance ideal is a person who, it's a very sad case, but yeah, he's my insurance ideal. He's a person who for the first 5 years of his marriage kept taking insurance policies each year during tax season. Unfortunately, he passed away leaving two small children behind with his wife. However, his insurance policies took care of his wife and education of both children even years after he was gone up to their college education. He's a splendid example of how insurance can prove to be a blessing to the families. He had created such a long-lasting estate that he left behind for his family in his passing away. Even few years back, we were discussing that the final installment was coming, for the daughter's education. One more thing I want to clarify is that we are not going to sell any insurance products or mention any specific products of any companies today. We will only discuss concepts that are required to be known. Also, we will be only discussing important types of insurance that we feel that everyone should consider. So that is the purpose of today's topic where we are discussing insurance.
Thank you, Meera. So, tell us about life insurance. What do we need to look at while choosing a life insurance policy?
Yeah, so I'll tell you something briefly about life insurance. Most people know what is life insurance, that you take cover for life. I want to ask one question. You tell your parents that you have worked very hard in life. Now it's your time to relax. I'll take care of everything. You enjoy your life with your grandchildren. You play with your grandchildren, and I'll take care of everything. Then let's take another. You have just completed your education, you've got a good job, you're settled in your career, or you're settling in your career with plenty to look forward to on the professional front. Parallelly, on the personal front, you are setting up your own family, you're not married, little children, etc., which means loads of responsibilities, but not much savings as you're still in the early phase of your career. if you relate to these kinds of situations, or you can imagine such other kinds of situations where you have a family that is dependent on you, you feel that you are responsible for your family. If you relate to this, then please listen on with attention, because this will be very useful to you. Further, what is the purpose of life insurance? Life insurance is to protect your family from any financial loss, or to protect their existing lifestyle to the extent possible on the loss of an earning member of the family. Okay. It might not totally compensate, but at least to a substantial extent, to maintain at least their existing uh, life level. They are already, when a person dies in the family, they are already grappling with the loss of a loved one. It should not be made harder by also having to grapple with lack of adequate money for tackling living expenses. So the best policy, what would be the best policy to take for life cover? It would be term insurance. Term insurance provides insurance cover for a term covered under the policy, and will kick in only on the death of the insured. Since it is not mingled with investment, the premium will be much lower for a very high cover. Thus, we find people who are able to look at cover like 1 crore, etc., at very reasonable premium. In fact, the younger you are, the lower is the premium, and with age, the premium will increase. So when you are younger, you require more insurance, and when you are younger, the premium is also lower. Two-in-one benefit, where the younger people have to take the term insurance policy. And if required, you may add on riders like critical illness, accident, etc., which might further add value to your insurance policy. And that will, of course, come at an additional premium. Also, what is the amount of insurance that you need to take? I just said that people are taking for 1 crore, etc. Generally, 10 to 15 years of your current annual income is considered to be a good amount to take. So, what I need all of you to do is, please review the insurance that you already have and see if it is sufficient and fulfills your need. And I would like some response from those who are here, whether you think that you have adequate insurance. Do you think you or your family have taken adequate insurance? Because we have just discussed you should have 10 or 15 years of your current annual income to be as term insurance. So do you think you have adequate life cover? Please respond on the chat box. Okay. Two people have responded. One says yes, I do. Somebody says somewhat. Okay. Others have yet to respond. Okay. We'll wait. In the meantime, so then once the insurance is taken, suppose the unfortunate event happens and the person passes away. So how will the money be made available to the nominees? It could be in the form of a lump sum. So suppose they have taken a crore of premium, the entire 1 crore can be paid off to the nominee immediately. Alternatively, it could be like a regular payment, so monthly payment. So the amount would be coming some say 50,000 or something per month for their lifetime. Also, it could be an increasing income. So what is the increasing income? There is an inflation which is happening, around 6 to 7%. So if there is an increasing income, it will also factor in the inflationary requirements, and so that every year there will be an increase of say 10% or so. Another option could be a mix, lump sum plus regular income, etc. These types of options are available in the market. It is for the person who is taking the insurance to check what they want. In case of critical illness, there is one thing is, suppose I have taken the term insurance and something happens to me and I got some critical illness, say some cancer or something. In that case, I need the money immediately for my treatment. It is one thing that the people will get after I die. But now when I need the money, so what they have structured in case of critical illness is that the payment will be paid in part for the treatment when the person is alive and they require it, and the balance is paid after death to the nominees. So if the person's own money comes of use to them when they require it also. So what the person needs to do, what one needs to do is one should study your requirement and take a suitable policy which fulfills all your requirements. So what all do we need to consider while buying a life insurance? What is the amount of cover? I said 10 to 15 years at least of your current income. Type of coverage. Only life, or you need add-ons like critical illness or accident, etc. You can look at. What is the tenure of policy? I said it's a term insurance, so it's for a term. So the term could be for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, up to the age of 65, up to the age of 85. You need to see what you want to cover. The suggestion here is that when you are 25, you don't have much of an income, so you need the insurance. By the time you are 55, you have probably collected enough, you have started earning very well and you have built up a substantial investment and asset accumulation, everything has happened. At that time, even if something happens to that person who is being covered, the savings would be sufficient for the family to take care. So at that time, the person can take a call on that. So you need to decide on the tenure of the policy account. What is the premium payment mode? And what are the terms and conditions of the policy? So these are some important things to be considered while taking life insurance. I hope this answers the question.
Yes, thank you so much. One thing that has stuck with me and will remain in my mind forever is younger you are, lower the premium. So start early. So, in the as a first question answer to the first question, Meera, you talked about expenses on children. So,
Yeah.
how does a child plan cover these? What is the child plan and how to elaborate on this?
See, actually, as I told you that you need to take only you need to take only a term policy for everything. You should not mix up investment and insurance. Even child plan is a mixed policy of investment and insurance. So now when you take a term cover, your term cover, if you are taking say for a value of say 1 crore, or if you feel it is not sufficient, increase it. You put more money and increase it. So then when you have taken adequate cover, then you will be able to cover your child's education also with that amount, correct? So then everything gets included in term plan. You do not need to take separate plans. That will be the better way of structuring.
Okay, okay, thank you. After COVID-19, hospitalization expenses have made it necessary for people to avail health insurance. Please tell us more about health insurance and what are its benefits.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. That after COVID, especially, the need for health cover has come into the forefront. And one thing is that life, health, everything has become uncertain. Another one very important thing to note is high medical inflation. So if somebody gets admitted to the hospital, the expenditure nowadays just comes like that in few lakhs of rupees. I think everybody has experienced it where you go to the hospital and you think it's something small
Yes,
and you are spending 3 4 days and you come out with a very big bill. So it
yes,
is very essential to have some cover on this health insurance or medical policies. So many companies do provide health insurance facilities for their employees as well as families. However, it is still good for everyone to review whether they are sufficiently covered. So if your company is giving you say 3 or 5 lakhs or something like that, you need to understand whether it is, and for your family, whether it is, or even 10 lakhs, is it sufficient for you and your family for the entire year? I remember a case some few years back, just 3 or 4 years back. A friend's sister had to shell out over 16 lakhs for her husband's treatment and was financially in a very difficult situation after this incident. Fortunately, there was a good Samaritan friend who helped out with further expenses. However, not everyone is lucky to get such good friends. And I want to ask everybody, how many advertisements do you get when you are scrolling on social media or anything? Do you get from crowdfunding platforms pleading for funds, from this Give and Mill Up and all that, where they're pleading for funds for their loved ones because they are not able to afford the hospital bills? I see at least 2 or 3 such ads on a daily basis. It just shows that they are not able to do it, so they have to go about searching, please give fund, please. So we need to avoid such situations and we need to be fully prepared for it. So that is why we need to have adequate cover for Medicare. So what do you need to look at when you're taking Medicare policy? One, very important, look at cashless claims. Cashless claims helps you to be peaceful and not worry about paying cash when you are in the hospital, when the person is in the hospital. Another very important thing is family floater policies. Always place family over individual. It makes much better sense for both. in both terms. One is coverage and financially. So suppose you have a 10 lakh policy and it's a family floater policy. Whoever falls sick and is getting hospitalized can use that. So it makes much better sense. So it's not like you have 2 lakhs for A, B, C, D, not like that. Everybody can use the this one policy. And financially also, it is much cheaper to take a family floater policy. And in health insurance, especially, inclusions and exclusions in the policy have to be known. Please read the fine print very carefully. There will be fine print in terms of pre-existing diseases, critical illness, what is getting covered, riders, etc. You might find something is very cheaper policy, in another place it will be costlier policy. But don't get swayed by the cheaper and costlier words. You have to go and see what is actually getting covered for that price. And only based on the price and coverage, you can take the decision. And nowadays, they have also started covering in certain policies for OPD. That is where you just go and outpatient department. Especially for older people, not always they are getting admitted to hospital, but their medical expenses, OPD expenses itself are very high. So if you have a policy which takes OPD coverage also, that will be very good. If you are a lady planning a family, expansion of family, then you need to look at maternity cover. Not all provide, so you need to look at that. And another one very important thing is that your policy should be renewable for a lifetime. Many policies end at the age of 60 or 65, but then that is when you require more cover. Like when you're older, you require more cover. So please look at the lifetime renewal possibilities in your policy and at up to what age it will continue. So that is also next. One very important thing is how much cover should you have. So that will depend on what you think is essential for your family and also your affordability, because premiums, what is it that you can afford? Obviously, that is the first thing. As I said earlier, family floater policies make a lot of sense in this respect. Another one very important thing to notice, what is a top-up plan? Please understand what is a top-up plan. And I will explain very briefly what is the top-up plan.
Sure.
So now, say for example, there is this family of 4, husband, wife, 2 children. They have taken a cover of 10 lakhs as a Mediclaim policy. So that is their base cover. Now they could take up, now they feel that it is not enough. Like I said earlier, there was a case where somebody required 60 lakhs. Another person was just talking to me today and saying that a friend of theirs required 30 lakhs, was hospitalized and needed 30 lakhs in 1 month they spent. So such type of things can really take the toll out of you. So for this purpose, you have something called a top-up cover. Now, suppose this family I'm talking about, a family of 4 can take a top-up cover for 1 crore rupees. For a crore of rupees, they have already taken a base policy of 10 lakhs. So for 10 lakhs, they will probably require some, 20,000 rupees they would have paid as premium. Depending on what all they are covering, it depends on that. Now they are taking a top-up cover of 1 crore. So 1 crore, what happens in the top-up is the first base is covered with your existing policy. Only when this is exhausted, you need to go to the top-up cover. So then you only after 10 lakhs is exhausted, you will go to that. So insurance companies are very clear that this will take long time in getting exhausted and you will not most probably require that. And therefore, the policy, the premium for that portion for the 90 lakhs is very low. I will ask people to take a guess. I know a family who has taken. How much you think you will probably need to pay in the range of what for that 90 lakhs of rupees? Can anybody take a guess? Not too many responses. I'll tell you. I know double the amount paid. Not really. Uh, like like I told you, a friend of mine has taken this policy recently, and he has taken exactly this for 1 crore with a deductible amount of 10 lakhs. That means the base policy is 10 lakhs, and then he has taken for a crore for his family. And the premium that he has paid for that balance 90 lakhs is 8,000 rupees. Just a measly 8,000 rupees. No, Yeah, just 8,000
That's
rupees.
too much. That's too much.
Absolutely. And you are getting covered, whatever it be 30 lakhs, 60 lakhs, you have the confidence that you can meet. It's very less. So for a very little amount, you are getting a very huge, astronomical increase in your coverage. So please look at this one. Of course, it also looks at various criteria. You will have to see all the riders and everything, but you can just definitely look. And another one thing is that the biggest, of course, nothing beats being fit. So even if you are fit, that also keeps your premium low. For example, you don't have BP and diabetes or anything, sugar or any issues, then your premium will automatically be low. And in fact, health insurers do provide a discount on your premium based on the number of steps that you take every day. And also remember that all health insurance has a waiting period for covering certain illnesses. So if you want to increase your cover, that increase is also subject to the waiting period. So if you're planning that I want to take insurance at this age or something, please plan that there'll be a 3-year waiting period or 2-year waiting period. So accordingly, you should plan when you want to take your health insurance. Also, health insurance should be taken when you do not need it. After you take need it, if you go asking, I want health insurance, I'm not having a good health, you do not know whether your health insurer will actually accept or reject your application or charge a very high premium. So please get yourself and your family covered early enough when you do not require the health insurance. So
Thank
this is
you. Thank
something.
you, Mira.
Okay.
I think I had very half-baked knowledge about health insurance. Thank you for elaborating it and giving so many details about it. But another takeaway that I take from here is read the policy document carefully, understand terms and conditions, and only then choose a policy or invest in a policy.
Correct.
So coming to the next question, Mira, what are the we have talked about life and health insurance. What are the other important types of insurance we should know about?
Yeah, I will not speak for too many policies, just some important things which I think everybody should know about. One is everybody has a vehicle these days. So everybody has a motor insurance because it is mandatory. Third party insurance is mandatory. So everybody takes a third party insurance and it's very cheap also. So obviously everybody takes it. But what does third party insurance do? It provides cover to you only in case of an accident to pay the counterparty. A comprehensive policy will actually help you when you need the amount for your own vehicle also. It is one thing to pay the counterparty, but your own vehicle also might have some damage, so it will help you that. And bumper to bumper cover provides total cover and will be of use to those with high end vehicles and that too with costly or rare spare parts. So you need to see what type of coverage that you require. Also, nowadays after this corona and all, lot of work from home has started. So if you're not using your vehicle a lot or you're planning to go on a long vacation, so then but you are continuing your insurance policy. So now there are some other facilities which are available. They are called add-ons, where you might have this option of pay as you use. So only when you use you need to pay, and when you do not, you it will not. So when you start your vehicle, automatically there are some sensors which will say that okay, now your this one policy kicks in, and when you switch it off, it kicks off. Switch on, switch off. Like you go on vacation, you switch it off and go away. Then after 1 month you come back, you switch it on again. These are some things which will help you save on premium. So it will be some whatever based on your thousands of rupees, it will be some savings in there. Another one thing is pay how you drive. So again, with these sensors in your vehicle, the insurer is able to monitor how you drive. What is the speed at your driving, at which you are driving. So if you are driving carefully, then they will reward you for that. And if you are doing irresponsible rash driving, then they will penalize you for that accordingly. So you can save money by using this add-on and pay how you drive. So this is something which I thought might be new for people who are anyway having motor insurance. So you can probably look at this. Another one insurance that everybody I think needs, but I don't think that most people have it is home insurance. I wish to share here a personal example of when we had floods. Normally we have less rains over here where I stay. in Chennai, and but at that time we had floods, and on our road we had a lot of people, up to 2 feet or 7 feet, even 7 feet or 9 feet, or first floor also was covered by flood. So there were a lot of losses for to people's home, and that loss included damage to wooden items, electrical and electronical items, etc. And the sad part of it, nobody had insurance, so everybody had to take the loss on their own head and replace everything. So then here now we need to understand what is home insurance and what does it cover. Home insurance covers fire and other perils like sorry, flood, earthquake, etc. It also covers burglary. It protects your expensive jewelry, your electronic appliances, etc. So you get protection for the contents in your house as well as the house. It depends on the type of coverage that you want. So if you are undergoing some repairs and all that, if you are taking for your house, then it depends on the contents and the it depends on the type of insurance that you're taking and what it covers. And in case of a house going for redevelopment, it also covers alternate accommodation expenses. So you will need to take another house and pay rent over that. That will also be covered. And if you are having a loss of rent because there is no tenant, even that can be covered. So there is something useful for everyone. So I think it is a very less taken, but should be more, popular. That is one home insurance that everybody needs to consider. So, and I want to say one thing is that I took an insurance for my house plus contents for 10 years. And this policy for 10 years, as I said, it covered house plus contents, and it was for a value of 15,000 rupees for 10 years. Now, it also depends a lot on what is the value of your house and value of the contents that you want to insure. But what I want to say is it is not much. 15,000 for 10 years covering your house and contents, it can actually be peaceful for a long, and it also depends on the age of your house, etc. So I think it's a very useful policy for everyone. Please do consider taking it.
Thank you once again. And I think we have come to know about travel insurance, home insurance, pay as you drive. I think this is a new thing that I have learned today. Thank you so much. So and even home loan insurance, I have home loan, and I when I applied for home loan and I got the insurance, I did not realize what is the benefit, but now I think I have realized what is the benefit. Yes, so thank you so much.
Oh, that
So now,
reminds me of something.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you. You said
yeah,
you have taken a home loan.
yeah.
Have you taken? So, what are the insurance that you have taken against it? You have taken a home loan, home insurance. Have you taken a life insurance against it?
Yes, home insurance and life insurance, both.
Yeah. Why is the life insurance important? Something happens to the person, then they leave behind the asset and not the liability, and that is why you need the life insurance.
Nice, nice. That's nice. So now that we are clear about the different types of insurance, how do we select a good insurance policy? What are the key factors to consider?
Yeah, that's a very good question. How do you select a good insurance policy? One, first you should select a good insurance company. The company should be of a good pedigree. Nowadays, most companies are good, so I don't see that to be much of an issue. Also, check their claim settlement ratio. You will find companies which are having 90 plus claim settlement ratio. You have 97, 98, 99%, then that's very good. But you also have some in the 94, 95 percent ratio. Please go online. All this is publicly available information. Please check that. Another thing which you need to check is premium being charged versus coverage being provided. So don't go based only on the premium. Somebody is charging me 4,000 rupees, somebody is charging 5,000, 4,000 not better than 5,000. You need to see what is being covered under that policy. So please read the fine print very carefully. First understand what is it that you want to be covered and what is it that they are covering. And you also need to look at the digital capabilities of the insurance company, because today everything happens online. So if the insurance uh, company's digital capabilities are not very good, it will not make your experience so great. So please look at that. Most companies are spending heavily on their digital capabilities today, that I cannot deny that, but there are some which are still better than the others. Another thing which you need to look at is all round customer support. So at any point of time when you are calling, you should get adequate support, irrespective of the time. Most of the emergencies happen during the night. So at that time, if you should get adequate and wherever you are. Please read the reviews. A lot of reviews are available online. Please read all that. It will provide you a lot of information. If you're taking health insurance, look at the hospital network. It should cover most of the hospitals, at least your regularly used hospitals. And if the larger the network, better for you. In case of motor insurance, look at the breakdown and assistance. Wherever you go, you need to get, and whatever other assistance that you require from the motor insurance company, do that. And very importantly, do your research before taking the policy. Another one thing is after the policy document comes, you have to go through the terms and conditions, read the policy document carefully end to end. There is something called a free look period. It is for some 15 days after, or yeah, 15 days after you have taken the policy, during which if you think that there was some mis-selling to you, something are not sold properly, or you thought the policy was something but something else has come in, you can return the policy to the company and get your entire money back and take a policy which you actually want. So please read carefully. And another one thing I want to say last about this, if you feel that you already have taken an insurance policy and it is in progress now, but now after hearing all this, you feel that it is not cutting it for you and you could have done something better, then there is something called porting of your policy. You know what is porting of mobile number, right?
Yes, it means transferring from one operator to another.
And where you're retaining your mobile number.
Retaining the same number, yes.
Retaining the same number. So that is a useful thing in porting. So now how do you do? Suppose you have a term insurance with one company and you feel that the facilities in some other company are better and you want to port your insurance. So all the premium that you have paid so far are maintained and you can transfer it to somebody else using porting. And you can continue with it. Similarly, with health insurance and motor insurance, again you can port your policy in which your no claim bonus is also transferred to the new provider. And in health insurance, I told you that there's a waiting period for the pre-existing diseases, etc. That also a requirement is done away with when you're. It's like actually you're containing your policy with another provider. So there is something called porting. It makes sense to take the best policy initially by doing adequate research. But in case then not to worry, you have another option of porting. So that is something you need to know, which is available. So I think these are
Thank
some
you.
important things.
Yeah, I think I have learned a lot about insurance today from you, Meera, and I bet the audience has also learned a lot. And we have got some practical insights about why insurance is important and why we should consider investing in insurance. So now the whole house is open to the audience. If audience has any questions, please leave your questions in the chat box. I will ask the questions to Meera, and Meera will answer the questions. Yes, we are ready for audience questions now.
I don't think there are any questions. All
Eh,
are very
any,
clear.
I think you have answered. I think you have answered all questions already. I think we have got more information today. Yeah, about the insurance because I feel some earlier I was also not very serious about insurance that much, but I think now I will consider it as an important investment in securing my life. So yes, so in case we don't have any question from the audience, I would like to thank you once again, Meera, for taking out your valuable time, giving us valuable insights about insurance, how why it is important, and how to select what are the types of insurance and how to select a good insurance policy. If you want to know more about what Wiki Life and Career Development Council does, please follow us on social media. We are present on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. If you want to know more about our mentoring program, which is Sarthi, we would like to answer your queries and receive your queries through email. Our email address is biglifecareer@gmail.com. Thank you for being a lovely audience and hope see you soon again our next webinar. Thank you, Meera.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody, for attending it. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback.